What's going on, guys? It's Troydan here, and today we got 10 of the dumbest ways to die. Don't dye your hair green, by the way. Don't ask. I have not seen this yet, but yeah, there's got to be some dumb ways to die. If I was ever to die, I would want to die in my sleep. That's the way I want to go. That's my favorite way. Haven't seen this yet? Link in the description below. Sub 30 times. 3, 2, 1, go. Ow. That's my
Number
neck.
10. Grenade selfie. There are certain things you're supposed to know not to mess with, and potentially dangerous explosives, well, they're one of those things. Two men were traveling in Russia when they came across a live grenade. In this case, it was a grenade that just so happened to have the pin pulled out.
Oh
which
my
for
God.
those of you who don't know, that means the grenade is armed and could very easily explode. Obviously, the reason it wasn't already detonated was a fault in the system, which you might think means it was okay to pick up, and yet the opposite was true. That just made it even more dangerous. The two men didn't know that and decided it would be a great idea to pick up the grenade and then take a selfie with it.
Is that the
As
selfie?
you might expect, they didn't survive the experience. In fact, the grenade blew up mid-photo shoot. But rather ironically, while the men died, the phone somehow survived, and thus was used as evidence to show how the two men died. Usually that would be the end of this dumb cause of death, but here's the twist. This was just one case of selfies gone wrong to the extreme degree, because Russia had a slew of them that prompted the government to issue warnings about taking selfies with dangerous objects. A cool selfie could cost you your life, the Interior Minister warned in a new leaflet packed with tips, such as a selfie with a weapon kills.
Guys,
Yeah,
do not take a selfie with a grenade. I want you to write this down, okay? I want you to write.
True. A slew of Russian
want you to take
people
some
were
homework.
taking pictures with
Do
loaded
not take a picture
weapons
with a
and other
grenade.
munitions because they thought it would make a great
That's
shot.
hot.
And it turns
Like
out
women
they
with
were
guns.
wrong. Very,
I don't know
very
why.
wrong. Number 9. Michael Goodwin. The case of Michael Goodwin is one of many layers.
Hell is
He was
that?
originally slated to be put to death, but then a change in his sentencing came in and he was given the punishment of life in prison. A
Tough.
change of good fortune, or at least it should have been. Living in his cell was fine, until one day he realized that the TV he had in it, due to good behavior, wasn't working. He examined it and eventually realized there was a bad wire. After taking stock of the situation and his own skill set, Goodwin felt the best option was to cut the wire with his teeth. And this was dumb on many levels, not the least of which was that due to it being a live wire, it was literally full of electricity, and thus he was electrocuted. But
Wait, you're
technically, that's
telling
not-
me this dumbass tried to fix his TV while it was plugged in by biting the wire? Okay, just
the end of
wanted.
the story, because there was a
No
chance
wonder he was on
that
death
the
row.
electrocution from the live wire wouldn't have killed him. But the repair work he was doing, he did via a metal toilet. So that amped
On the
up
toilet.
the power of the
He did
jolt
this-
that killed him. Ironically enough,
F
though,
in the
Goodwin
chain.
was supposed to be electrocuted before his change in sentence. His stupidity changed it back to
That's
the original
hilarious.
verdict. And now
That's
for number
hilarious.
8.
That's
But
funny,
first,
dude. We
be
can
sure
laugh
to
at that
subscribe
one.
and let me
Haha.
know which one you
F.
think is the dumbest in the comments
We can
below,
laugh at
and
bad
which ones you
people.
think could
We
have been
can.
prevented.
We're allowed.
Number 8. How not to get away with bee murder. In 2002,
What?
a
Bee
farmer in
murder?
Brazil was going about his property and realized that there was a massive beehive there waiting for him. Bees can be very dangerous and potentially deadly depending on the species and a person's reaction to their painful stings. So thus caution was needed, and he did just that to an extent. To get rid of the bees, the man realized he needed to protect himself from the stings and then use fire to get rid of the hive, which in this case was a good two-part plan more or less. He went and prepared to burn the bees away, but his idea of protecting himself was putting a plastic bag over his head and sealing it tight. And if you're already seeing the problem
are you
with this,
no, you tell me that people like this exist? Well, I guess not anymore. F.
then you'd
Kidding
be much
me,
smarter than
dude.
this man. Not the least of which is a plastic bag wouldn't stop bee stings. But it gets worse, because he forgot about having to breathe. He didn't
No,
put
man, that's
holes in the
natural
bag so
selection, my
oxygen could
guy.
get through, and thus
You gotta
he found
go.
himself
You gotta get-
suffocated by the tree, where
Put
the
a
bees
bag
were
on his
still
head.
very much alive. Number 7.
He put a bag
Backwards
on his
thinking.
head.
Driving is dangerous no matter what people like to think. There are many accidents on the roads of the world every single day, and things can happen when you don't think things through. Even an act as simple as parking. A certain 58-year-old woman from Australia, for example, forgot something rather important one day, to put her car in park, and it cost her big. So how did this happen? First and foremost,
Cost
the
her
reason she
big.
stopped the car on the way to the grocery store was because she wondered if she'd remembered the plastic bags in the trunk. Those plastic bags she used a lot thanks to a recycling mindset. So she responsibly pulled over, got out of the car, and checked the trunk. But this was the fatal mistake, because when she was doing this act, the car, which was not in park, started to roll backwards right when she was behind it, thus knocking her down and running her over, and the woman
In
died.
neutral?
Not the way she expected the day would go, no doubt. Number 6.
Wait, hold
Game over.
Huh? No, they need to look into that. There's no way that could have happened. What? There's no way. That doesn't make any sense.
There are many people who think that
That's a
video games
cover-up.
can have rather addictive properties, to the extent that some gamers will play the games they love for many hours on end. Now, there are parts of that can be very true, but usually these are very dedicated gamers and not the normal set.
That a woman?
However, in South Korea, video gaming is a lifestyle, as one man named Lee tried not just to do, but to embody. During one session with the game StarCraft, he decided to play for 50 hours straight.
Oh, I heard
without
about this
eating,
dude.
Without sleeping, without taking care of his body in general. The only breaks he took were to go to the bathroom when he really couldn't hold it anymore. If you can see the problem with this, then you know where this is going, because after playing for those 50 hours and not taking care of his body, he died.
Blood clot.
Doctors cite that it was a mix of heart failure and exhaustion that caused his sudden death, both of which could have been easily prevented if he just went and did very basic things like sleep for even a few hours and get something to eat in the course of 10 to 15 minutes after
Can you
every
imagine playing StarCraft for 50 goddamn hours? I can't.
few hours. So thus
I've
he
never played
died
anything
trying
like
to live
that.
a lifestyle that was
I played
literally
WoW for 24 and that was
unattainable. A lesson
embarrassing.
for all of us for sure.
Still got
Number
up.
5, lava lamp bomb. There are many ways to decorate rooms, but one that is very popular with people is lava lamps.
I just bought a lava lamp.
That
Are they
being
bombs?
said, there are rules to follow when first getting them and heating them up.
Why?
Mainly do it slowly or else. Enter Philip, who did not want to follow this rule at all, because he wanted to see his lava lamp in full flow. Being impatient, he decided to put the lamp on the stove and use its heat to make the lava lamp go. And it should be noted that doing this is in direct contradiction to the warnings on the label of the item. After a little while, the lamp exploded from the pressure, and the shards of glass that were launched from the lamp went straight into Philip, killing him.
Oh,
This story
F.
was so pervasive that Mythbusters actually tested the circumstances, and they found it could be done in the right situation,
Huh.
though Philip did prove that himself, tragically enough.
Wow.
Number 4. Did
That
you hear
wa-
something? The notion of things coming out of the sky to kill you is not new. However, something you wouldn't expect to be killed by without noticing it is a helicopter coming down on you. Yet in British Columbia, a student in the area was indeed killed when a helicopter crashed into the ground and killed him.
What is this
The obvious
graphic?
question that would need to be asked here is, why didn't he see or hear anything? The first answer is because he wasn't facing the correct direction apparently, which I guess makes sense. And the second part to that question is that the student had headphones on with the volume turned up real loud, which was later confirmed by an eyewitness. So thus, even when a massive piece of machinery was heading his way, he couldn't hear it. Thus, he got hit and died. The people in the helicopter died as well, and the whole incident
my
was
God.
marked as very strange.
This is awful, but I'm starting to kind of wonder, are these like cover-ups? Seems very strange.
Number 3, clean sweep.
Would you
In
not know-
today's day and age, a chimney is not as standard in homes as they used to be in the past decades, mainly because modern advances in heating make them less useful, and they can be a bit of a pain to clean. And should you not clean them, you risk burning down your home.
Yeah,
Enter Marco,
you sure
who was
do,
a
mate.
man with a chimney in his
And
house.
Santa can't
He
come.
started to clean his chimney in the basic way by using a broom, but he realized that it just wouldn't work. So he had a creative idea. Using a chain and a weight, he could have the broom go all the way through the chimney without much effort. All in all, kinda not a bad idea, but the weight aspect of this plan is where things got dumb, because he decided to use a grenade, but wait, there's more. Because not only was he using a potentially explosive device to send down a chimney, he also felt he needed to make sure it didn't get off the chain he was tying it to, so he welded it on. Once the welding fire touched it, it exploded and Marco was killed. That's what happens when you really don't think plans like these
Holy
through. Number
mackerel,
two,
dude.
getting big air.
I
For those
can't.
who don't know, kite surfing is a respected endeavor in which people use kites that are like parachutes to skate across the water and sometimes get really big air. It's a complicated thing.
That-
but to
that
those
scares
who
the
know
hell
what
out of
they're
me.
doing, it can be quite the rush.
I can't swim
However,
or fly.
the thing you must look out for is the massive wind currents, because they can literally spell your doom. And that's what
Launch ya.
happened to Adrian Monnoyer. During a particularly windy day, weather reports told surfers to stay off the oceans. But many, including Adrian, refused and thus went kite surfing.
Oh, boy.
As Adrian was doing this, he got caught up in a gale of wind that was 100 miles per hour. It was so strong that it literally lifted him up into the air and sent him inland.
Whoa.
To which he would go and hit many buildings with his body,
Look.
including a massive hotel. And then after finally being disconnected from his kite, he would fall to his death from 50 feet up. This bizarre death could have easily been avoided.
Why
but
did
it
he let
wasn't
go?
Because of the thrill of the sport.
Why did he
Number
let
one,
go?
Stay in the vehicle. When you go on a safari, especially one that has various animals of incredible sizes, one of the most important rules is to not leave the vehicle at any point unless specifically told. And this is for people's safety as well as the safety of the animals. But for two elderly German tourists at a Spanish safari, they decided not to heed the many warnings that were put across the safari park and get out of the vehicle to go and enjoy the animals more. As if to prove the point, near immediately after they got out of the car, a set of tigers pounced upon them and killed them both. The park didn't release too much information about the couple, but it was clear that they didn't obey the rules, and it literally cost them their lives.
Oh, good lord.
Thanks for watching.
Yo,
What did you think of these
yeah,
incredible-
definitely. That wasn't as dumb, but it's very dumb. The guy, I don't even know. Some of these don't even make sense, but I guess they happen. Like, why would you put a grenade on your chain to clean your chimney, and then, well, I don't understand. I can't comprehend it. I don't understand. F's in the chat, though, regardless. Guys, if you got a video like for me to watch or react to, you can tweet me at Troydan under the hashtag TroydanReacts. Thank you for watching, and kids, don't die stupidly, at least.